Jesus offers this final prayer for his disciples and also for us. I pray, Holy Father, not only for them, but also for those who will come to believe through them. That's us, the ones who have come to believe through the apostles, through those that preached after them, and so on and so forth. I pray, Holy Father, that they be united as one, that they be in us, just as you are in me and I am in you. And I pray that they are filled with the glory that you have filled me. This glory is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit of God, that rather, as we spoke a couple weeks ago, not something that is a sunburst, rays of light, peals of trumpet blasts, but a glory that is love poured out. The Holy Spirit is God's love. The Holy Spirit is the love of God, so perfect, so real, that God's love is a person. The Holy Spirit of God is the love of God that is continually poured out. God's love is then someone to encounter, not just something to experience. God's love is the Holy Spirit that Jesus promises to send to his disciples, that we now wait in this, the first novena of the church, from Ascension Thursday to Pentecost Sunday, 9 days. That's where we get our novena from. 9 days of waiting, 9 days of promise, 9 days of prayer that culminates in the fulfillment of a promise. This is our period of waiting. This is our period also of experiencing, knowing that the very thing for which we wait is already being experienced. That's the mystery. The superstitious one comes to the novena, comes to the prayer and says, okay, if I pray this thing each and every day, on day 9, I'm going to get it. I'm going to experience it. The faith-filled believer knows that he or she already experiences the answer to the prayer on day 1. That we already have the gift that Jesus promises us. Jesus is not the kind of God that says, I want to give you something, but you gotta wait for it. Jesus doesn't dangle it in front of us like a carrot at the end of a stick. Jesus promises, and when God says something, it is. Let there be light. Let there be life. And it is. Let my Holy Spirit fall upon you. And it does. It will be manifested on Pentecost Sunday, when the Spirit will reveal himself to the apostles, that they already possessed it from Easter Sunday, when Jesus breathed on them and said, receive the Holy Spirit. You now have the power to forgive sin. You now possess my Spirit. They had it and didn't realize it. Jesus promises us the same gift of the Spirit. It is a Spirit that fills us with Jesus, that fills us, but the only way we can reveal it to others is if the prayer that he utters today is answered. I pray that they be one. It is in our unity that the Holy Spirit is made known. It is in love that the Holy Spirit is made known. Because unity and love are the two aspects of God's love. We know God's love in unity. We know God's love in the sacrificial outpouring. Today, St. Stephen, the first martyr, is presented to us as a model of Jesus Christ. Notice how his life comes to an end. He almost has the words of Jesus on his own tongue. I behold my Father's glory. I see the Son of God sitting at the right hand of the Father. And as they begin to stone him, what does he say? Father, forgive them. Into your hands I commend my spirit. And rather than the author of the Acts saying, and then he died, it said he fell asleep. As Jesus fell asleep and then awoke in a new place. Stephen rises in heaven as he dies. There is no separation. The promise is already there for him. The gift of life was something he already shared. He demonstrated Jesus in what he was saying and doing. In our letter from Revelation today, St. John has Jesus speaking to us tonight. And Jesus himself says, I am coming. I am coming. It is happening. I am in your midst. You are part of me. I am part of you. Don't wait forever. Don't believe that I am going to come on some far-off day. I'm coming today. In fact, I am already coming in your midst. I am present to you. The promise is already being fulfilled. I am so close. Father, let them know that they are one with us. I think that's the biggest part of Jesus' prayer. Not that we must be one with him. He has already made that happen. But that we finally get it. That we finally get it. That we are so united to God. That the Spirit is already dwelling within us. That Jesus is not removed from us. That we don't look for him far off, but that he is alive and in our midst right now through the power of his Spirit, dwelling among those who are united in faith and share that love. That is where we find Jesus. That is where we know the promise has been fulfilled. And as Jesus prays for his disciples, notice that he says, I do not pray for the world, but I pray for those who will come to believe. The world is passing away, but Jesus is coming more and more to life in the hearts of believers. And so you and I today gather to pray with Jesus for one another, for those who believe that our faith will always be strong, like St. Stephen, who all the way up to the end showed Jesus. He showed people what Jesus was like through love, through unity. Father, let them be one with us. We already have this promise. Jesus is already in our midst. The Holy Spirit is already poured out upon us. We just fail to see it. This Easter season has been a journey of recognizing the risen Christ. And we have looked at the apostles and said, how could you not have seen him? And then we stand here today and say, how could I not have seen Jesus in my life today? With me, before me, in me. How can we be so blind? Lord, feed us. Teach us all things through your Holy Spirit, that we will know you and never be separated from